How did you feel warm-up match, the performance as well as game?
Well, first of all, I was delighted we came through and won the game, having been 100 odd behind in the first innings. I thought there was some really good performances in our side. I think Anderson and Broad bowled very well backed up by Steve Finn. And I actually think the ICC 11 played really well. I thought there was some really fantastic performances from them. Boyd Rankin in particular, the wicketkeeper, did well. And generally they committed themselves fully and gave us a thorough workout. So, a lot of congratulations to them. I think if we're honest, our batting in the first innings should have been better, and in some ways I suppose that's understandable after a long layoff to get used to being in the right mindset to occupy the crease for long periods. There's plenty for us to work on. We're not going to pretend that it was perfect by any means, but hopefully we can raise it a level against Pakistan.
We understand some news about non-cricketers.
Yeah, unfortunately, President tried to bowl today, having had an injection and a good rest. I think we're all expecting him to be absolutely fine, but it's very painful. And given that it is painful, he's probably not going to be able to play for 2 or 3 weeks, which means he's unable to play any part in the Test series. So he's flying home. Obviously, we brought up Graham Onions as cover for this eventuality. So Onions just becomes part of the tour party now.
He's a loss. I mean, in those new conditions, he's useful.
Yeah, definitely. He's played a very full part in our victories over the last 12 months or so, both the bat and the ball. He's always contributed. And I think we're all gutted for him because it's come from left field. It's surprised him and us to a certain extent. But I think we've still got some strong bowling resources there. So I think we've got adequate cover for him. But at the moment, it's just a degree of sadness for him personally that he's boarding that flight tomorrow.
Is there a suggestion that the operation has not been successful?
I think generally it's been successful, but there's obviously, you can never be 100% sure how people are going to react to their recovery and recuperation after an operation. So there's something that's still painful there, and it's up to him to get that sorted out properly now and have the rest that's necessary to make sure he's back to the one-day series.
He had a scan on this.
Yeah, I think he's had scans and injections, but it hasn't settled down yet. So maybe he's probably got to go home and have a little bit more of a fuller investigation as to what's causing him the pain. And I don't think our medical staff feel that it's something that's going to be a particularly long-term problem, but it hasn't settled down as quickly as they thought it was going to. Tremlett, well, he's done quite a lot of bowling over the last 3 days. Yeah, he's going to see the doctor tonight, I think it is, or tomorrow morning. But I think we're confident he'll be okay to play in this second warm-up game.
Swan Pryor?
Pryor's fine, so he'll be absolutely fine to play. Swan, just a bit tight. I think he's going for a scan, just a very precautionary one. I don't think we've got any major concerns about it.
Quite a big Swan.
Yeah. Just tight, yeah. I mean, he didn't take the field today more as a precaution than anything.
No question, yeah. Well, the second practice game is tomorrow, Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, if he was selected for that, we'd be very hopeful at this stage that he'd be fine to play.
Given people who learn science, quite a lucrative sounding deal in the IPO, is that sort of thing a distraction? Could it be kind of money being banked around in the dressing room? Is that a distraction, or even a source of income?
No, because they're obviously not money orientated at all. No, I mean, look, it's not a distraction. I think we've all got our heads on the fact that we've got a tough tour coming out. The IPL is still quite a long way off for him. And we've got used to the fact that the IPL is around. It's old news in a lot of ways. So it hasn't really been a massive issue. Today was more about us coming into the ground and trying to win the game.
And if we was in your choice mind, you to get like this is a chance to try a few things, have a bit of fun, but there's not taking it seriously. Your declaration yesterday and the way you went about it today suggests that you take these things very seriously and not winning really does matter.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even to bowling first, I think you could have easily started first and tried it back for a long period of time. So we were determined to try and win the game, and delighted we were able to do it in the end. But there's definitely things we need to improve. We know that, and in a lot of ways, it's become it's an early indication as to what we need to do out here, how we need to play. Sometimes it's attritional as batsmen. You've got to be prepared to bat for long periods. And as bowlers, sometimes you've got to just sit in there, even though you don't think much is happening, and just wait for the mistake, be patient enough. So there's a lot of, I think we're much better for the 3 days. I think we've seen a lot, we've experienced a lot, and hopefully we can take that into the next game.
The suggested in the previous press conference that yourself and Cookie aside, there was a bit of a problem facing the off-spin. Is that something you agree with? Do you think that there was difficulty out there for the middle?
I don't know. I mean, the wicket was turning quite a lot at the end there. But those are the challenges we have over here. So, people will think about what went well and what went badly. We always have a kind of review after the game anyway, and hopefully we'll put that right for the next one.
With Swan, you'd be pretty keen to get away, need some more overs, don't you?
Well, as I said, we'll sit down tomorrow and try and figure out what the best side is to play. But I think we're playing on the same wicket, so it's likely to turn. Ideally, he'll be available to play. As I said, we're pretty sure he'll be fit enough to play. So, we'll throw that in the mix tomorrow. Yeah, I think ideally you want him to have a run out. You're certainly not going to rule out the idea of playing two spinners at some stage. So it's probably quite important not to get some cricket.
But you won't bowl first in the next game.
I think it's probably less likely. It's that way, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Cheers.
The same? Somebody's, hello?